Welcome to Out of the Rough. In these tough economic times, I want to give you practical solutions to many of life's challenges. And on today's show, I have Marc Emmer. Marc Emmer is a specialist, a consultant when it comes to strategic planning, and you wrote the book Intended Consequences, Design the Future You Wish to Create. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, it's a privilege to be here.
Absolutely. Now, what inspired you to write the book? I love the title, Intended Consequences, because in life, we need to intend to create a future that we want to have.
Right, exactly. So the title of the book really is a reflection of a personal philosophy that I have, which is we've been through an entire decade of volatility. We've seen 9/11 and Katrina and the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. We've had financial turmoil around the world with the liquidity crisis and several recessions. We've seen natural disasters in Haiti, Chile, Japan, and elsewhere. And I think the lesson for business owners is that we need to be more purposeful in thinking about how the future might change and position our businesses so we can actually seize the opportunities ahead and take advantage of volatility.
Yeah, being prepared is really fully prepared is what you're talking about, isn't it?
Exactly.
Absolutely critical in this market. Now, it is a competitive environment, very competitive. How do entrepreneurs position themselves in this very challenging, competitive environment?
Right. Well, in a hyper-competitive marketplace, one thing that I see emerging is more hyper-specialization. So, for example, if you had a heart attack, would you go to a general practitioner or a heart surgeon?
There's without a doubt a heart surgeon.
Okay. Well, the average general practitioner in the U.S. earns about $140,000 a year, and the heart surgeon makes around $450,000. So the marketplace values specialization more than generalization. So I think the lesson there for most businesses is it's very, very important to find a niche where you can infiltrate and dominate and be a big fish as opposed to a small fish.
Now you talk about specializing, but now a lot of consumers look at many goods and services as a commodity. How do you differentiate yourself so you're not looked at, or your product is not looked at as a commodity?
Right. Well, in business to consumer, there's actually a term for it. They call it treasure hunting, because what a lot of consumers are doing is they're trading down on some goods so that they can afford other luxury goods. You could be sitting on a Southwest flight and the gentleman next to you is wearing a Rolex watch. So why does a guy with a $10,000 watch dig to save $20 on an airfare? And we're finding business behavior to be very, very similar. So one of the things we've really seen in the last 4 or 5 years is in almost every marketplace, the middle has eroded. So if you look at department stores, for example, Nordstrom's always seems to do well. Walmart always seems to do well. But in the middle, the companies like Mervyn's and Montgomery Ward's have gone away. I always say Sears and Kmart merging, that's like two guys who don't know how to swim grabbing for each other in the deep end.
I like that.
Right. So,
I like that.
But so I think the lesson for small businesses is you really either need to decide that you're going to be the low-cost leader, which is a sandbox that most small businesses cannot play in for very long, or you have to have a highly differentiated offer. And even when you have the highly differentiated offer, the burden you carry there is that you have to continuously expand your bundle of services so that your customers don't in effect get bored of you.
Right, okay. And so the marketing message. Let's talk about the marketing message, because everyone's being blitzed with so much marketing. There's different ways to contact somebody. Facebook, there's social media, there's the internet, there's the traditional media, TV, video. How do you differentiate yourself in these really market blitz environment?
Yeah, I think marketing is fundamentally broken. And the reason I say that is that most technologists really don't understand marketing, and most marketing folks really don't understand technology. And so I think the result that we see is a lot of the marketing collateral websites I see, they're very mechanical. This is what we do. This is who we are. And the great marketers will tell you that the way that you really connect with people is through some kind of emotional attachment. So the great marketing out there The messages are very concise, and they make an emotional appeal to the person they're trying to connect to.
Yeah, give me an example of an emotional appeal. I know a lot of the marketing we did, we tested, and if you had a picture of a child or a child in their family or a lady, it seemed to have would draw more attention than maybe a picture of a house if you're marketing real estate, because it brings that emotional side in.
Well, this is more sales than marketing, but I think it'll give you the same feel. My wife and I, we went to this nonprofit event 2 or 3 years ago, and I decided that I wanted to buy a new tuxedo. So I went into the department store and I asked the salesman, I said, you know, I love that white dinner jacket look. Do you think you could show me a white dinner jacket? So he throws one on my back and he says to me, "That is James Bond." And I thought to myself, never in the history of mankind did a transaction close so fast. Right. So what he had done is he had made an emotional connection with me. And you know, if he had shown me 2 or 3 black jackets, I probably would have gone through this very logical comparison of their quality and how they fit and so on.
Right.
But once he put
The emotional side of it, yeah.
put the white jacket on the back.
And what does your
it was
wife
all
say
over.
when you got home? We'll leave that for intended consequences, designing the future you wish to create. We're going to jump to a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to talk with Marc about how the entrepreneur can compete with the big stores in this competitive market environment.